Grab a glass of water right now. Hold it in your hands. What I'm about to share will change how you drink water for the rest of your life. Dr. Masaru Emoto spent decades proving that water has memory. Grab a glass of water right now. Hold it in your hands. What I'm about to share will change how you drink water for the rest of your life. Dr. Masaru Emoto spent decades proving that water has memory, that words and intentions literally restructure the molecular composition of H2O. His photographic evidence showed frozen water crystals forming perfect geometric patterns when exposed to love, gratitude, and prayer. But here's what will blow your mind. Jesus knew this 2,000 years before modern science confirmed it. The Essene Gospels, ancient texts hidden for centuries, reveal that Jesus never drank water without first blessing it with 4 specific Aramaic words. Not a prayer, not a ritual, a frequency activation code. These 4 words don't just bless water, they transform it into what the ancients called living water. Water that carries the monad frequency. Water that becomes a liquid transmission of source consciousness. And today, you're going to learn exactly what those 4 words are, how to speak them correctly, and why doing this simple practice 8 times a day will radically shift your cellular vibration. This isn't belief. This is ancient technology meeting quantum physics. Let's activate your water. Dr. Masaru Emoto wasn't trying to prove ancient wisdom when he began his water experiments in the 1990s. He was simply curious about whether human consciousness could affect physical matter. His methodology was straightforward. Expose water samples to different words, music, and intentions, then freeze the water and photograph the crystals under a microscope. What he discovered shook the scientific community. Water exposed to the words love and gratitude formed pristine hexagonal crystals. Perfect sacred geometry. Water exposed to hate and anger formed chaotic broken patterns. The implications were staggering. Water has memory. Water responds to frequency. Water is not just a passive substance you drink, it's a conscious medium that records and transmits information. Emoto photographed thousands of water samples. Classical music created elaborate crystalline structures. Heavy metal created distorted fragments. Prayer created light-filled mandalas. The pattern was undeniable. Human consciousness directly restructures the molecular bonds of H2O. But here's what most people don't know. The Essene communities living 2,000 years ago already understood this principle completely. The Essenes were a mystical Jewish sect that lived in desert communities near the Dead Sea. They preserved ancient wisdom teachings that predated mainstream Judaism. They practiced water purification ceremonies. They understood that water carried spiritual frequencies. They knew that speaking sacred words over water changed its energetic signature. Jesus was raised in Essene communities. The Essene Gospel of Peace, discovered in Vatican archives and Aramaic texts, documents teachings Jesus gave that never made it into the canonical Bible. In these texts, Jesus speaks extensively about the elements, about air, water, earth, and light as living angels. He teaches that water is not dead matter. Water is a living consciousness that serves as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. When Emoto's research emerged, it wasn't new information. It was scientific confirmation of what the ancients already practiced. The Essenes didn't have microscopes, but they had direct experiential knowledge. They could feel the difference between ordinary water and activated water. They understood that blessing water before drinking it wasn't superstition. It was practical technology that transformed dead water into living water. Water that nourished not just the body, but the soul. And Jesus used this technology daily. The Essene texts reveal that Jesus never consumed water without first holding the vessel in both hands and speaking 4 specific words in Aramaic. Not Hebrew, not Greek. Aramaic. The language Jesus actually spoke. The language that carries specific vibrational frequencies in its phonetic structure. These 4 words form a complete activation sequence, a code that instructs water molecules to align with source frequency. The 4 words are these: Baruch, Ata, Maya, Hayim. In English translation, this means blessed, you, water, living. But translation doesn't capture the vibrational essence. Aramaic is a tonal language. Each syllable carries harmonic resonance. The word Baruch vibrates at a frequency that opens receptivity. Ata establishes direct relationship and presence. Maya is the Aramaic word for water, but it contains the root sound ma, which appears in mother languages worldwide. Hayim means life or living, carrying the breath sound of hay, which represents divine spirit. When spoken together as a unified phrase, these four words create a frequency pattern that Emoto's research would later photograph as perfect crystalline geometry. But you must speak them correctly. Not rushed, not mechanically. Each word is given space. Each syllable is honored. Baruch is pronounced Baruch, with the kh sound like clearing your throat gently. Ata is Ata, with emphasis on the second syllable. Maya is Ma-ya, with equal weight on both syllables. Hayim is Kayim, with the kh sound again and emphasis on yim. The practice is simple but precise. You hold your water vessel with both hands. Your palms create a circuit of energy around the water. You take a conscious breath. You center yourself in presence. Then you speak the four words slowly and intentionally. Baruch Ata Maya Hayim. You can feel the vibration in your chest as you speak. You can sense the shift in the water's field. This isn't imagination. It's measurable energetic change. Before I continue, I want you to know something important. In the comments below this video, I've placed links to resources that will deepen your practice. You'll find the proper Aramaic pronunciation guide. You'll find Dr. Emoto's original research papers. You'll find the complete Essene gospel texts. These materials will support what you're learning here. Check those links. They're there for you. The four words are not magic. They're not incantation. They're frequency technology. When you speak them, you're instructing the water molecules to reorganize themselves according to harmonic principles. You're removing the chaotic frequencies the water absorbed from pipes, chemicals, and environmental pollution. You're restoring the water to its original divine blueprint. You're creating what the Essenes called living water. What actually happens to water when you speak these words? Let's look at the molecular mechanics. Water is H2O. Two hydrogen atoms bonded to one oxygen atom. But water doesn't exist as isolated molecules. Water forms clusters, groups of molecules held together by hydrogen bonds. These clusters are constantly forming and reforming. The structure of these clusters determines the water's properties, its ability to hydrate cells, its capacity to carry information, its resonance with biological systems. Dr. Emoto's photography revealed that the cluster structure of water changes dramatically based on the frequencies it's exposed to. Positive words and intentions create tightly organized hexagonal clusters. Negative frequencies create chaotic, fragmented structures. But it goes deeper than aesthetics. The hexagonal structure is the same geometry found in healthy cellular membranes, in DNA spirals, in the structure of snowflakes and honeycombs. Hexagonal water is biologically coherent water. When you speak the four Aramaic words, you're emitting specific sound frequencies. Sound is vibration. Vibration moves through water easily because water is an excellent conductor. The vibrational pattern of Baruch Ata Maya Hayim creates a harmonic template. The water molecules respond by organizing themselves to match that template. This is called entrainment. It's the same principle where tuning forks placed near each other will begin vibrating at the same frequency. Russian scientist Dr. Konstantin Korotkov used GDV technology to measure the energy field around water. He found that blessed water emits a stronger, more coherent biofield than untreated water. The photons of light emitted by blessed water are more organized. The water literally becomes more luminous, more alive. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This is measurable physics. But here's the most important part. Your body is approximately 60% water. Every cell in your body contains water. When you drink water that has been restructured through sacred sound, you're introducing coherent frequency directly into your cellular matrix. You're hydrating your body with organized light, with living information, with monad consciousness in liquid form. The transformation isn't just chemical, it's informational. Water carries memory. Water transmits codes. When Jesus blessed water before drinking, he was programming that water with divine frequency. That water then entered his cells and transmitted that frequency throughout his entire biological system. He was literally drinking light, drinking consciousness, drinking the monad, and you can do the exact same thing, right now, with the water in front of you. Let's do this together right now. If you have water nearby, grab it. If not, pause this video and get a glass of water. I'm going to guide you through the complete activation process. This is not theoretical. This is experiential. You're going to feel the difference in your body immediately. First, fill your glass with clean water. Filtered if possible, but even tap water will respond. Hold the glass with both hands, your left hand on one side, your right hand on the other. Feel the temperature of the glass. Feel the weight of the water. Your hands are energy transmitters. Your palms have energy centers that emit coherent fields. By holding the water this way, you're creating a closed circuit. Your energy is now flowing through the water. Close your eyes for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Come into full presence. You're not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. You're here. With this water. In this moment. Now open your eyes and look at the water. Really see it. This water has traveled a long journey to reach you. It's been through pipes, through filtration systems, through the earth. It's carried frequencies from everywhere it's been. You're about to clear all of that. You're about to restore this water to its original purity. Speak the words now, out loud, not in your head. The vibration needs to move through your vocal cords, through the air, into the water. Say this with me. Baruch. Pause. Feel that word resonate in your chest. Ata. Pause. Feel your heart open. Maya. Pause. Feel your connection to the water. Hayim. Pause. Feel the activation complete. You might feel tingling in your hands. You might sense a slight shift in the energy of the room. You might feel emotion rising. All of this is normal. You've just restructured the molecular composition of the water you're holding. You've transformed it from dead water into living water, from ordinary H2O into monad frequency in liquid form. Now drink. Slowly, don't gulp it down. Sip it consciously. Let it sit on your tongue for a moment before swallowing. Notice the taste. Notice the texture. Many people report that activated water tastes smoother, softer, sweeter. That's because the cluster structure has changed. The water is now more bioavailable, more compatible with your cellular structure. Here's where this practice becomes transformational. You need to drink water every day. Most health experts recommend 8 glasses. That's 8 opportunities every single day to introduce monad frequency directly into your cellular system. 8 moments of sacred activation, 8 transmissions of living consciousness into your body. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, before coffee, before breakfast, before looking at your phone. You drink a glass of activated water. You speak the 4 words. You drink consciousness first thing. You set the frequency for your entire day. That's the first transmission. Mid-morning, you take a water break. Instead of mindlessly sipping from a bottle, you hold your glass with both hands. You speak the words. You activate. Second transmission. Before lunch, you do it again. Third transmission. After lunch, 4th. Mid-afternoon, 5th. Before dinner, 6th. After dinner, 7th. Before bed, 8th transmission. 8 times a day, you're resetting your cellular frequency. You're clearing accumulated stress, negative thoughts, environmental toxins. You're replacing chaotic vibration with coherent light. This isn't just hydration. This is cellular reprogramming. This is how Jesus maintained his frequency. How he stayed connected to Source while living in a physical body. How he performed healings and miracles. His cells were saturated with living water. With monad consciousness. You can start tonight. Put a glass of water next to your bed before you sleep. In the morning, before you do anything else, activate that water and drink it. Notice how you feel. Notice your energy level. Notice your mental clarity. Track this for 7 days. You will feel different. Your body will respond. Water is the foundation of biological life. When you change the quality of your water, you change the quality of your entire system. The Essenes understood this. They didn't have scientific instruments, but they had direct experience. They knew that water carries divine intelligence. That blessing water isn't religious ceremony. It's practical technology. Technology that bridges matter and spirit. Technology that makes the invisible visible. Technology that allows you to drink the monad. You now have the same technology Jesus used. The same 4 words, the same activation process, the same access to living water. The question is simple. Will you use it? Will you transform every glass of water into a sacred transmission? Will you let this ancient code restructure your molecular reality? The power is in your hands, literally. The water is waiting. Speak the words. Drink the light. Become the living frequency you were always meant to be.